Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Tara over the educator community. And as you are checking on into this digital workshop, if you could just go ahead and drop in the chat where you are from, your district and the city, state, if I can't tell by the district, if it's not obvious. This is a digital workshop, so please feel free to turn your microphone on, turn your camera on. Okay, there we go. It's here. Okay, admit folks in the lobby. Okay, there we go. Okay, there. All righty. And why do I have the screen twice? Okay. Welcome, welcome. And we're just putting into chat again where you are from, the city, state. I'm in California. I'm out of our Brea office. Oh, nice. Illinois. Welcome, welcome, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. I live in Chicago. I'm not too far from
Exactly.
you.
Just getting ready to say that.
What a beautiful spring we're having. I love the all four seasons in one day.
Really? Is that what you got?
That's literally been March and the
Oh
beginning of
my
April.
gosh.
We're not all blessed with California's weather like you are, Tara. We're
I
gonna.
know, I know. I try to just leave it, but I'm in California. Leave it right there. No more details are provided. Texas, wonderful. Welcome, Sherry. Oh, Lisa. Oh my goodness. Damaging weather. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we had flooding yesterday. There was hail. There's been tornadoes. It's
Oh
been
my
it's been a mixed.
goodness.
Yeah.
Thank you for turning your camera on. You guys all have access to your camera and your microphone, so please feel free to turn both on. Love to see your face. These are digital workshops, so they are interactive. The chat is available, but we want to encourage you to show us your lovely face, and we'd love to hear your voice. Thank you for, oh my goodness, we're expecting snow. Yikes, more in April? Good
Yes.
gracious. Good
April
gracious.
showers bring snow. That doesn't,
Right.
you know.
That's how it goes there, not flowers. That little saying takes on its own meaning depending upon the region you're in. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tara. I welcome you to yet another Tech Thursday with our Teaching Toolbox series. We have with us today Enrique. He's one of our fabulous PD trainers, and he's going to talk about tools that are going to help you, particularly with your EL population. And really, I remember when I was in the classroom with all your students, it's going to make instruction even better. So, like I said, your microphones and your cameras are available, so feel free to come on camera. Feel free to pipe in for questions. This is what our digital workshop series is for, is that good interaction. So I'll let Enrique take it away. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Tara. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Enrique Hug. Sí, me llamo Enrique. Yo hablo español. Sometimes catches people off guard when I speak Spanish. My father was from Argentina. I grew up in a multicultural home. So EL instruction is something that's near and dear to me. Let's see. When I do, you know, these things for teachers, I think it's important that I tell a little bit about myself so that you know that what I'm teaching you today comes from the heart. I'm proud to say that it is my 26th year as an educator. I started my career in 1999, Y2K for all those people. I might have to explain it if you're a young teacher. But the majority of my career has been in Title I schools in urban settings, large school districts such as the Houston Independent School District and Chicago Public Schools. Currently, I live in Chicago. I am an instructional specialist. I was a literacy specialist for the Houston Independent School District. And I also worked for Scholastic for the Chicago Public Schools. So, I feel like literacy is liberty, and it breaks my heart that only about 30% of our students, which is declining post-COVID, are able to read on grade level. So I've also always worked in school districts with a large population of EL students. The first school I worked at for 10 years, Hogg Middle School in Houston, we were 90% free or reduced lunch, and 80% of our students were English as a second language learners, predominantly from Mexico and South America, but we did have Vietnamese and Chinese students at our school as well. So very familiar with teaching students that speak English as a second language. And the last thing I'll say about myself that also makes this very near and dear to me is that as an adult, I became a second language learner. In 2017, I moved to Istanbul, Turkey with my wife, did not speak a word of Turkish, and I lived there for 2 years. And I will say that I learned so much as an educator, putting myself in those shoes and learning just how difficult it is to learn a second language or a third language for that matter. But I'm proud to say that after 2 years of living in Turkey, I'm able to speak Tarzan Turkish. So Tarzan Turkish means I can, speak in the present, the future, the past, and I can tell you about all the things I love, food and sports, but you could also ask me a question and I have no idea what you said. So, that's kind of an interesting thing to know when you're learning a language. For today, this is, making content comprehensible. We're going to use our whiteboard software to learn about tools that are going to help our students learn the English language. There's many, many tools on here that I'm going to showcase that are great for our EL students. So as we get started, I'm going to go to our objective for today. Today, we will focus on the features of the whiteboard software to make content comprehensible for students with limited English proficiency by using visuals, manipulatives, and Immersive Reader. Just one caveat with Immersive Reader. Immersive Reader is a Windows application. So you do have to have a Windows computer with the whiteboard software on it to have Immersive Reader. So I just want to make sure everybody on the call knows that. The whiteboard software is cloud-based, so you can log on to any computer with your single sign-on and have access to all of your files. Just know that you would have to have this software on a Windows device to use Immersive Reader. So, okay, having said that, with our EL population, it's very important that we are objective driven. So I'm going to just put a new slide on here. So right now we can see, like if I go to my page manager, this was slide 1, just my little introduction with my title. Slide 2 was our objectives. I'm going to come right here to the plus sign right here, press plus, and now I've gone from 2 slides to 3 slides. Now, one of the things I love to show for teachers, especially for EL instruction, we have our shapes. EL students need visuals. I always go back to research-based best practices. The guru of vocabulary is Robert Marzano. He has his 6 steps for teaching academic vocabulary, and he says that visuals are key to gaining mastery. Not only seeing visuals, but actually drawing them, making your own interpretations of vocabulary. So another important thing that we can do is build graphic organizers. So I'm going to do a graphic organizer real quick, just using our shapes. So, I have a square, a circle, a triangle. Those are my basic shapes. If I click on the shape again, I have a more advanced set of shapes that I can utilize. I also have 3-dimensional shapes. But what I'm going to use for right now are little arrows right here. So I'm going to come over here and I am going to go ahead and I'm just going to make an X right here to make a graphic organizer for you in real time. So I'm going to make a quadrant using the little arrows here. Okay, and now I'm going to go to my T that allows me to type, and I'm going to type. the 4 domains for teaching in the classroom. The first one is going to be reading. We all know that reading is very important. I don't think that's one that we struggle with teaching in the classroom. The other one is going to be writing. The third one is going to be listening. Let me say that again. And the fourth one is going to be speaking. The reason I'm putting these 4 things up on the board is that when we're teaching students that are learning English as a second language, it's very important that we're purposeful in our planning, that we are incorporating all 4 of these domains into our lesson plans. I feel like reading is an easy one to know. We have books, we have iPads, we have computers, all sorts of things that we can use, leveled text for our students to read. Writing, that can be on our computer or that can be just using pen and paper. Listening is one that I feel like students do a lot of because many times teachers are doing most of the work in the classroom. They're the ones talking. So the one that I really struggle with getting teachers to utilize more in their classroom are ways for my students to speak. It's very important that our students are speaking the language of the content we're teaching every single day. Okay, so next we're going to come here to a new slide, and I'm just going to go over. We're going to come back to each of those domains and see the different ways that we use them today in our lesson. But graphic organizers are a wonderful way to break down comprehension or break down content into manageable pieces for our students. So I did one right there for you. But now what I want to do is I want to just show you how quickly you can add images to your board. So for today, what we're going to be learning about is the life cycle of the butterfly. So I'm just going to type the life cycle. I'm going to type up here at the top our title, the life cycle. All right, so I'm using just our typing with the T. If I want to move the text, I do need to go here to the select tool. And now I can place this in the middle where I need to. Now, what I want to do is when I'm teaching the life cycle of the butterfly, I quickly want to gain the background knowledge of my students to tap into what they may already know about the life cycle of the butterfly. And a great way for me to do that is with an image. So the first way that I'm going to show you how to get an image is we're going to look right here. I'm going to get my pen and I'm going to draw an arrow right here. Okay, and I'm going to hover over this. This is called our embedded browser. So directly through the whiteboard, you have access to the internet. So when you click on the embedded browser, you'll notice it kind of looks like the Google Chrome sign. It brings up the internet for us. And we have all of these great bookmarked websites that work great for teaching. For today's lesson, though, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up this wonderful website from the Louisville Zoo about the life cycle of the butterfly. So I said I wanted to bring an image into my canvas. I have a blank canvas right now with just the title, and we have a lovely image right here of the life cycle of the butterfly. What I want to show you is from the embedded browser, all I have to do is click and drag from the embedded browser, and I instantly have an image of the life cycle of the butterfly. So when I show this to my students, I've now tapped into their background knowledge. I have images that I can show them, and we can talk about what we see here and see if they know anything about the life cycle of the butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to write stage 1 in the life cycle of the butterfly is the butterfly egg. Stage 2 in the life cycle of the butterfly is the caterpillar. Stage 3 is the chrysalis, and stage 4 is my adult butterfly. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and type these words out because these are my academic specific vocabulary that I need to know. So we're going to have butterfly egg. 2, we have caterpillar. 3, we have chrysalis. And 4, we have adult butterfly. Oops. Now I'm going to show you to review a tool because I typed this. If I want to move my text, remember I have to come over here to the select tool to be able to move the text. So when I have it here, if you click on it, you can make it smaller. Okay, so stage 1 is the butterfly egg. Stage 2 is the caterpillar. Stage 3 is our chrysalis. And stage 4 is our adult butterfly. Now, there's something very important that I want to point out about the vocabulary that I'm working from here. So I had mentioned Robert Marzano, the guru of teaching academic vocabulary to our students. What research shows, we cannot break down our content or dilute it so much that it's not actually teaching the content and the objectives that the students need for their particular grade level. It's very important that we're teaching the vocabulary that they are going to use in the lessons, such as science and English or social studies. And he breaks vocabulary down into 3 tiers. Tier 1 is vocabulary that you use in everyday life across all contents. It's speaking with your friends. Tier 2 is vocabulary that crosses across all genres of our lessons, so English, social studies, it can be used in all of them. But the tier 3 vocabulary words are the ones that we need to be very careful about teaching. Tier 3 vocabulary words are specific to the content that you are teaching in your particular lesson. So if we look at the list of words that I have here, we have one tier 3 vocabulary word on here. The tier 3 vocabulary word that we need to learn is chrysalis. So chrysalis is stage 3 in the life cycle of the butterfly, but a synonym for a chrysalis would be a cocoon. It's when the butterfly changes from a caterpillar, the butterfly egg changes from the caterpillar into the adult butterfly. So chrysalis is a very important word that we're going to use. But what I want to do now, I'm going to add a new page because I want to also see that what we know about vocabulary and teaching vocabulary, we need repetition. So one last thing about Robert Marzano is that he says that students need 10 to 20 exposures to vocabulary in multiple contexts to gain mastery. That means they need to hear, see, read, and manipulate that word 10 to 20 times before it is embedded in their brain and they can grasp it and use it at all times. That's where I think about great teaching practices like a word wall. You know, your students can access that word when it's up on your wall if they need to use it for a writing sample. So what we're going to do now, I want to show you a second way that we can get images. So remember, if I go back to this one, I just want to review the way that I got that image. So I'm going to go to my hand and just make this a little bit smaller. I can move this over to the side and just review the first way that we got an image. I went to my embedded browser and then I just took the image and I clicked and dragged it off of the embedded browser into my whiteboard. So here's an image that I have right here of a caterpillar. Ooh, beautiful. Now, the second way that I want to show you that you can get an image. So I want to see here, our stage 1 is our butterfly egg. I clicked on butterfly right here because I like to do things that are easy for me as a teacher. You know, I don't have much time. I want you to see right now that I'm building this lesson with you in real time. I want you to see how easy this is to do in real time. You can also do this before school, but I do want to show right here, when I select the word, this is copy, okay? If I select copy, it copies my text. Now, if you love computers, I just want you to know your shortcuts work. So I can Control C, butterfly egg, and then I can go to my next slide, and I can show right here this little clipboard with the piece of paper on it. That is our paste button. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit paste. And now we can see my butterfly egg. So why I did this is I want to show you how simple it is for you to get an image. So the first way we did it was through the embedded browser. The second way that we are going to do it is going to be right here in the magic box. Okay, I like to tell my teachers, everything fun is in the magic box. All the cool things that we're going to use in our class are in the magic box. So I'm going to click on here. And you'll notice when I click on it up here at the top, there are all of these icons, okay? The icon that I want you to pay closest attention to right now, though, is right here. You'll see here that this is an image search. So when I click on this, I'm able to search for images. Now, why I like to showcase this image search in particular, it is filtered. So nothing inappropriate is going to pop up on here that you'd be worried about in your classroom. So remember I said that all of my shortcuts work. I can press Control V. I can press the search button. And now I have images that match what I typed in here. So I'm going to go ahead and all I have to do is I can double tap to bring it, or you can click and drag it over as well. So two different ways to bring it up, but now I can instantly see my images that match what I did here. Now I want to go ahead and show you my favorite eraser. Okay, I'm sorry, I love erasers. So I'm moving my images up here of my butterfly egg, and now I'm going to come over to the eraser. So you'll see on the main toolbar, there's an eraser here. I'm going to select it. If I select this one in the middle, it just takes away the written text that I put on there, okay? Now, just to show you, this is your best friend. This is the back button or undo. So if you accidentally do it, just know you can do that. Another eraser that I like to show is this one, the last one. When you click this one, you'll notice that it took away everything. So just know you press back. Those two erasers are really cool, but my favorite one, when you click on the eraser and then click again, you'll see it right here. Some people say it looks like a cloud. I say it looks like a fallen snowman. That's how I remember it. So when I click on this eraser, now I can just circle what I want to erase and it will take it away. So I just want to showcase some of my favorite tools here. So stage one, we have a butterfly egg. We imported two images of the butterfly egg using the magic box. Now what I want to do is I want to show you how that we can import text onto our whiteboard. All right, so I'm going to go back to the embedded browser. I'm going to click on it. And remember, this is the website that I got those two images from. And you'll notice right here, there's text that describes stage one in the life cycle of the butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to press Control C. And remember, I can press Control V or I can click on here. And now I've brought text into my canvas. So just to review what we've done so far, we've typed text, we've imported images, and then we've gone to the embedded browser and we've imported some text. So this is what's going to get me to the part where I feel like you guys are really going to be excited about what you can do with Immersive Reader. So now that I have text onto my canvas, I'm going to go ahead and select it. So I'm going to press select here. I'm going to tap on the text, and you'll notice over here there is a little menu of things that are on the board right here. Now, I don't have enough time in an hour to go over what all of these things do. This is our adorning menu. I mean, you see here, there's a trash can. That's going to delete. Okay, don't worry. I have the back button to bring it back up. I'm going to select it again. I mean, I don't know what grade you guys teach, but K through 12, they all love when you spin text around. I don't know what it is, but that's just a winner. I know if you had your cameras on, you would be laughing, but it's okay. Now, those are just our little fun ones, but I know you're not laughing, Dan. That's okay. He doesn't laugh at anything. No, I'm kidding. Okay, but the one that I do want to show you, so we do need visuals. On our adorning menu, I want you to look for the book with the speaker. Okay, so I mean, you see a book with a speaker. I'm going through my visuals. I see a lock. That's not it. Oh, I see the little spinner. That's not the one that I'm looking for. Oh, we did copy. I don't need copy. I see here there's a text to speech. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not a book, but let's go ahead and just click on
Stage 1, egg. The first stage of a butterfly's life is a very small oval, round, or cylindrical egg, depending on the species of butterfly.
Okay, so we talked about the domains. You notice that from the adorning menu, if I click on the T, it will read to me. However, that was a creepy robot voice reading to me. We don't want a creepy robot voice reading to us. We want immersive reader. So that's the book with the speaker. So I would see it right here. I'm going to click on it. Now, I will say this is one of my favorite things on the whiteboard for teaching with my EL students. And there's some really powerful things that I'm going to showcase through Immersive Reader. So just to review, I clicked on the text. I clicked on Immersive Reader, the book with the speaker, and I just want to show you now, instead of a creepy robot reading to me.
Stage 1, egg. The first stage of a butterfly's life is a very small oval, round, or cylindrical egg, depending on the species of butterfly.
I have a person reading to me. Okay, now I'm just going to go over what we see here on the screen. So the first thing I did is hit play. It read it to me. I want you to look right here where there's the little speaker. If you click on the speaker, you can slow down the voice. So for our EL students as well as our special ed students, that's really powerful to slow down so they can hear the text. You also can change it so that a male reads the text to you as well. So we'll see here I slowed it down.
Stage 1, egg. The first stage of a butterfly's life is a very small oval, round, or cylindrical egg, depending on the species of butterfly.
Okay, so I pressed the play button. It read it to me as a woman. I clicked on the speaker. I slowed down the text and I changed it to a male. Now what I want to do is I want to come up here and we're going to move through these three things at the top. So we'll see the A, that's the text preferences. We have grammar options. And then finally, we have reading preferences. So we're going to go through these three things right here on Immersive Reader. So the first thing we can do when you click on the A here, you can change the size of the text. So you can make it a little bit smaller. Two, I don't know if you're elementary or high school teachers, this can be very polarizing with groups of teachers. If you teach kindergarten, you want Comic Sans because of the letter A when you're teaching the letters to your students. High school students will make fun of you if you go to Comic Sans. So just, a heads up on that. But you can change the text that you want. The last thing that I want to show you here is I want to move from the text preferences to grammar options. And I want you to see here, I actually call this my Harry Potter wizard wand to help me remember it. So I use a lot of visuals and things to help me remember things. So when I click here, there's some really cool things that are going to show up here. So what I can do, I can show the syllables on the reading that I copied and pasted over here. I can also show the nouns. Now watch this. It has now highlighted all of the nouns in purple, but if you click on the words, you'll notice that it gives you an image and it will also read it to you. So I have an egg.
Egg. Oval.
Now this one's funny.
Round.
Not the picture that I would pick, but it's a topic for discussion. Boys and girls, this is showing a picture of a doctor making its rounds. Oh. All right, now, What we're going to do next, I'm going to turn off the nouns and just show you that you can also show the verbs. You could show the adjectives. You could show the adverbs. Just a good way to build capacity with your students about sentence structure. But the last thing I want to show you right here, and I think this is the most powerful, is going to be the reading preferences. So when you click here, what you are able to do is instantly translate your text into all of these languages. And I will tell you, when I do this training and show this to teachers, whenever I have a teacher that's from a foreign country, I always have them pick their language so that they can listen to it and tell me how well the computer did at translating it. And I will tell you, it does a fantastic job. So the first one, I feel like, most of our students, their predominant language is Spanish. So we'll start with Spanish. I simply have to go down and select the language I want, and then you move this over to document, and instantly I have this translated from English into Spanish. Now the great thing here, it'll read it to me.
Primera etapa, huevo. La primera etapa de la vida de una mariposa es un huevo ovalado, redondo o cilíndrico muy pequeño, dependiendo de la especie de mariposa.
Okay, so the first thing I think people are going to say is, wow, that was really fast, because you're listening to a language other than English. Remember, if I come over here to the speaker, I can come down, make it slower. I can also make it a male, and it will read it back to me.
Primera etapa, huevo. La primera etapa de la vida de una mariposa es un huevo ovalado, redondo o cilíndrico muy pequeño, dependiendo de la especie de mariposa.
So there, it's read it back to me in Spanish. But this is something that I feel is really, really powerful. With the Roman languages, the really predominant languages, when you come over here, you'll notice that you can show the nouns. So, for example, the first word that we had was stage. I can click on the word. It'll read it to me.
Etapa.
In English.
Stage.
And in Spanish.
Etapa.
Okay. It also has the image that matches it.
Vida.
Life.
And then we have the image that accompanies it from there. That's not in all languages. I just want you to know, that's Spanish, French, it will do it there. But if I do Chinese or Arabic, it's not going to work the same way. Okay, so now last thing I want to do is I've translated this into Spanish. We're going to go ahead and I want to select the text. Now, one thing I do need to point out, when you're taking the translated text and bringing it back, make sure that you copy all the way up to where it says immersive reader at the top. So I'm just going to go Control-C. I'm going to exit out. And I'm going to come back to my text. I'm going to just click here. And I'm going to Control-V, or I'm going to paste. And now I'm going to double click here so I can get rid of immersive reader. And what we can see is now on my board, I have this text in English and I have it in Spanish. Okay. Now, this is really powerful. I instantly have some background knowledge for my students. If they don't speak any English, they can now look at this and they can go, oh, wait, I can understand a little bit from here. I also want to point out something very important when you're working with students that speak English as a second language and it's Spanish. We have cognates. Those are words that are similar in English and in Spanish. We also have false cognates, words that look the same but are not the same. And what research shows is that if we don't point out those connections to our students, they won't make those connections on their own. But once we've done direct instruction and we've showed them that, hey, this word here is the same or similar in Spanish as it is in English. And because we're teaching an academic, science lesson, we're going to have a lot of cognates in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my highlighter and we're going to point out some of the cognates that we see right here on our reading. So when I start here, let's go to oval. Oh, I look at oval in English. And I come down here, ovalado. Wow. Those words are very similar in English and in Spanish. Now let's look here. We have cylindrical. I come down here, cylindrical. Okay, so these words are very similar in English and in Spanish. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to erase my writing here just to take away my my words from here. And I'm going to show you just another thing from here. I'm going to stop just for a second because I've been talking for quite a while and just kind of check in from what we've done right now. So just to kind of review the things that we've done. We've imported images, we've imported text, we've translated it into a different language, all right? Then we pointed out words that were similar between English and Spanish. So I just want to take a minute and stop right there and see if anybody has some questions that they'd like to ask or type into the text. I'll give you about 10 seconds. If there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and start moving into some other things that I want to show. Okay, perfect. Now, if we go back to my first slide, I do want to look and show you that we've done quite a few things right now with reading. We've had them read text. We've done some with listening. I had them read the text using Immersive Reader. I haven't had my students speaking yet, though. And I haven't had my students writing. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and show you one of my favorite things on the board. And that's going to be you have access to commercial-free YouTube videos through our software. So remember, we got our images from the Magic Box because I said everything fun is in the Magic Box. I'm going to click on the Magic Box again. So remember, we were here at the image search. I want you to look right next door. It says YouTube. So I'm going to click on YouTube. And I just want to show you, I already had our little thing from here. Let's X out and bring it up. When you click on YouTube, you can type in.
I have a question.
So what's your, oh yes, of course.
I raised my hand, but maybe you don't see it.
Oh,
but,
sorry. I have one computer, so I'm having trouble looking at the chat. So I appreciate it.
I also was trying to chat I'm unable to chat. I don't know why in the chat box.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So for texting or for typing in text, this is going back to your original spiel.
Yes.
I never have my keyboard right there. I'm always just at my board and I rarely use my keyboard. So can I
Yes,
and I'm always just writing because I just don't use the keyboard. Like the physical
that's a perfect
keyboard.
And what's your name?
Christina.
Christina. I'm going to show you something that so you're connecting a computer to the board. Is that what you're doing though? Is it your device is connected to the board? So what I want to show you, so look down here. Can you see on my computer right here? Now I have to point this out for teachers. If you have Windows 10 versus Windows 11, this will look a little bit different. But right now I have a keyboard on my, this is just a setting I need to put on my computer so that when I'm up at my board, I will have a keyboard accessible to me. So I want to show you, if you go to your computer and you right click on your taskbar at the bottom. Now, I have Windows 11, so you'll notice that it says taskbar settings. If you have Windows 10, it'll bring up like a window with some things on it, and it will show you, if you click there, right here it says touch keyboard. Mine is on always, but the default is never. So when you look here, yours probably does not have a keyboard down at the bottom, but if you right click, if you have Windows 10, it'll say show touch keyboard, like it'll pop up. It's usually about this far up. You just have to select show touch keyboard, and then you can type directly at the board from here. So I'm going to add that. And now, if you're just at your board, you have the ability to type directly from there. So let me just show you. I'll move this over, and just so we can see, I'm going to click here. And because I have a surface, I'm going to do it from here. So I'm going to type in, butterfly egg. So that's just a setting with your computer that you can change so that you have a keyboard directly at the board. Did that work, Christina?
Yeah, I'll have to try it tomorrow when I get back
Okay.
to work.
But you know the steps. Right click on the taskbar, show touch keyboard button. Okay, perfect. So I hope that helped. Did you have any other questions? I'm looking now on the chat just to see if I didn't see anything.
No
in
other
there.
questions. Yeah.
Okay. And where are you from, Christina?
I'm in New Hampshire, and I should also know, I didn't know it was for English language learners. We have 0, but we do have special ed, special needs kids. So, I mean, yeah, it will
Yes.
translate, I'm sure.
And I think these are all great things for, special needs kids as well. So, all right. So thank you for that question. I really appreciate it. So now what I want to get into is commercial-free YouTube videos. So what I'm going to do, remember, I'm going to click on the magic box. Step 2, I'm not searching for images. I'm looking for YouTube. I click on it. Now, here I put in life cycle, and here are the videos that match it. All you have to do is double tap. And now the video is embedded into my whiteboard. Okay, and what's nice about this, I can make it full screen so it takes up the whole screen. Or if you prefer, you can just click this out to make it the size that you want. So it's just a little bit bigger. But the thing that I like to show is when I press play, there are no commercials. So we're going to review the life cycle of the butterfly in 2 minutes. Okay, so while we were watching the video, you'll notice that I was doing something. While the video was playing, at the bottom of the YouTube page, that's the reason I didn't make it full screen when I was playing it. Usually I put it in full screen. But if you look right here, it looks like a little camera aperture. That's screen capture. So I was able to take pictures of the video as it was playing in real time of the life cycle of the butterfly. So what I want to do now, I took an extra picture here I want to take out. So I'm going to select it and just delete it. And now I have these 4 images of the life cycle of the butterfly. So I'm going to lasso them. So I'm going to go around them. Now they're also, oops, let me do that again. I'm going to lasso all 4 of them together. And then I'm going to press copy. I'm going to put a new page up, and I'm going to paste this. So here are those 4 images that I had. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to go back to my first slide where I typed up the 4 right here. I'm going to select this text. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come back to my slide right here. And now I'm going to paste it. Now, what I want to show you is I instantly, because remember, one of our objectives for today was to create manipulatives for our students. Now I have a hands-on activity to review the life cycle of the butterfly. So I want to show you something really cool that we have in our software. If you come over here to the bottom corner, these are our backgrounds. So I'll just write that around. Sorry about my handwriting. Okay, I'm going to select the backgrounds. One thing that we need for our ESL students is graphic organizers are a great way to compare and contrast, to sort, to put things in order. We have pre-installed backgrounds. So here's how we can just change the color. So if we want Pepto Pink, it's right here. If I click on it again, I can go back to white because that's kind of nauseating. But I want to show you, we also have pre-installed backgrounds. So I'm just moving to the right. Right here, pre-installed backgrounds. It looks like a Polaroid picture. I'm just going to select that. If you need line paper, we have line paper here. I'm going to scroll down. We have geography. For math teachers, we have graphing. For our coaches, we have all these different backgrounds that we can choose for my science teachers. But also, those are just our pre-installed. I'm going to come over here to the very end. These are backgrounds that are done by content area, and they're just more specific. So we have arts and humanities, calendar, geography. But one of my favorite things is if you go to the search, I can type in butterfly, press enter, and here are backgrounds that match butterfly. And one that matches the lesson that I'm doing right now are the 4 stages and the life cycle of the butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to erase my text from here that shows the backgrounds. And now I can have a student come up to my board and match stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Oops, I have to select the select tool first. But once I'm on select, I can have a student take what we've typed, and I can have them go, okay, stage 1 is butterfly egg, and then they can find the image. Stage 2 is caterpillar, and they can match the image. Stage 3 is chrysalis, and then stage 4 is my adult butterfly. Okay, so this is now a manipulative with text. If I wanted to make it even more difficult, you know that my students are progressing. Another thing that I can do, I'm going to add a page here. You remember, I'm going to go just to show the backgrounds here. So click on the background, come to the last one. I typed in butterfly. I'm going to apply it. I could also go back to my text that I had, and I could have them, I'm just going to select the text. Whoops, I think I didn't select it. Let's try that again. Okay, well, that's not working. Oops, we can see that there are infinite backgrounds from right there. But the text, I can select the text. Let's do it here. My embedded browser. There we go. So now to take it even a higher step, I could take the text for each of the stages without images for those students that have progressed a little bit and need a more difficult assignment. But the beauty of this activity is it was created in real time. It's showcasing the academic vocabulary that they need to know in order to speak about the life cycle of the butterfly. Just a great way to have kids up at the board. I think that's something that when I work with teachers that I really want to stress is, students love hands-on activities. They love being able to go up to the board and manipulate, content. And I also teach my students how to do what I showed you today. These are great things for students to do up at the board. And I like to say that, whatever you show your students, after 5 minutes, they're going to know more than you know about how to use the software. They gravitate to this stuff because they've grown up with it. It's, second nature to them from here. So, okay, last thing I want to do for today is just kind of review. We used images. We created manipulatives, and we used immersive reader. The last thing we're going to do, I just want to make sure that all of you know how to save what you've created. So right here is the folder. If you click on the little disk, that's Save As. You can save to your hard drive, or you can save to your Google Drive. Just figure out where you want to save it. I'm going to come up here. So this is, I'm just going to give it a name. So life cycle of a butterfly. And I'm going to check. Okay, and now when I see up here at the top, the name of my lesson is here, Life Cycle of a Butterfly, and it's saved in my Google Drive from there. So just to kind of go back, I'm going to click here. All right, now I have a blank slide. If I come to my magic box, I click on here. I can search. And here is the lesson that we just created. I can now upload it and import it. And everything that we just created today is there, starting in the last hour. Okay, we've got about 8 minutes left. I'm going to stop right here because I think we've come to a nice stopping point for what we created for today. Let's just kind of go back through what we did. So we will focus on utilizing features on the ViewBoard whiteboard software to make content comprehensible for students with limited English proficiency by using visuals. So manipulatives and immersive reader, those were our 3 things that we did. Okay, we learned about ways that we can incorporate reading, writing, listening, and speaking. We imported images from the embedded browser. We typed text. We copied and pasted images and text into the canvas. We imported a YouTube video that's commercial free, and we screen captured it. We also, bonus, we learned how to add our keyboard to the board as well from there. So I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to just leave this open for questions, comments, or anything you're hoping to learn or we didn't cover today that we can help you out with. We're here to help. So anything I can do for you right now, please feel free to share out and let me know what I can do.
Yeah, I didn't catch the lasso part. Where did you find that tool to lasso those pictures and move them to the other screen?
Perfect. Yes. So let me share my screen again. So see how this is here? The one that you need is right here. It's the little rectangle with the, this is the select tool. So if I just move it individually, it'll move them individually. But if I group them like this, oops. So that's the lasso. Now they move together from here. Okay, so select, and then I can move, lasso, and they move together. Anything else, Christina?
Awesome. Anyone else? Questions? Okay, well, thank you, Enrique. What I have just put into chat is our resource tool that we is exclusive for those who join us in person or virtually. And so if you go to that short link that I've just dropped into chat, VS ES/resources, it will take you to, you'll be able to do a very quick evaluation. In that evaluation, you'll scroll to the bottom where you'll see an online or community webinar. That's the one you're going to select. And I'm going to share my screen and show you here. And that will provide you with a nice resource page. So let me come here and then do this one here. So this is where the short link will take you. You're going to fill out the form here. Scroll to the bottom, community educator community webinar. That's what you just participated in, and complete the rest. And then it will, again, share that resource page with you, which I encourage you to bookmark. If you haven't joined the community, I welcome you to do that as well. Are you all community members? I know we don't have a lot left, but are you, Christine, are you in the community? No, let me just do that because it might limit you to getting into that page. So I'll just give you this link here, and then that way you'll have access to everything. More importantly, it'll allow you to, every time we have a new webinar, you'll get notification, and that way you can mark your calendar and join, hopefully. Okay, and here's the link for joining the community. Okay. Anything else before we wrap up? Questions, comments? Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks for another installation of our Teaching Toolbox Thursday. I look forward to you all joining. There'll be a post in the community tomorrow, so you can find the registration link there as well. Thank you again, Enrique, for that in-depth overview of Immersive Reader and all things that will help us with EL students and special ed students, all students. Okay, thank you all. Have a wonderful evening and afternoon. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.